to record this. So today, I'm going to follow up on what we've talked about during the week. We talked, or I talked early on in my content this week about choice to respond. When I first meet someone, not socially, but coaching wise, when I first meet with someone, one of the first questions I will ask is, are there any moments in your life when you snap and react and go off on one and you haven't really got any logical reason why you're doing that? Yeah, just like an explosion. That comes from your past. It's not you being overreactive or oversensitive or anything like that. It actually comes from your past. And the number of people pleasers who will often react really quickly is because they've literally not reacted, and all of a sudden they go kaboom. So I decided a long while ago to put together several different ways of tackling that. The most complex or the most detailed and also the most effective way of dealing with fast reaction is to wind it back, go back into your past, figure out where that reaction first happened, and then think, okay, have I felt this before? Have I felt this before? Have I felt this before? And go back into the hidden parts of you that hold on to these moments when your needs are not being met. Because that's what happens in your present. When your needs are not being met, you just go kaboom. So that's the hardest, not the hardest way. It has its challenges. Parts work has its challenges. A slightly softer way to do it is a method called story work. And I do that with some of my one-to-one clients. We go through the story of their life. We pick out those moments where big things have happened. We look back at how we reacted at the time, how we could change that reaction, how we could rewrite it, and also how we could give ourselves credit for actually dealing with a situation that was difficult. Live is still running. Super job. So when I'm doing couples coaching, the choice between react and respond is also something that I often recommend. And you know what? How often this comes up on my radio show, when one part of a couple will write in and say, "Oh, we're arguing a lot. Can you help us how not to argue all the time?" And the method I give them in a couple is, when two people are yarring at each other, what often happens is you only listen with a view to reacting, rather than listening with a view to actually understanding the other person and then responding to what they've got to say. So what I do with the couples is I encourage them to repeat back, not word for word, but to say, okay, what I heard you say was that you're unhappy with the fact that you're constantly having to nag me to take the rubbish out or to take the bins out the day before the bin and collect it. And that it would be helpful for you if I just did that job without you having to remind me. And then that person says, yes, you heard that correctly. And then that person says, well, okay, the problem is that I do remember and I do want to do it, but you always seem to nag me like 5 minutes before I plan to do it. So can you not nag me until, say, 7 o'clock in the evening? Because by the time it gets to 7, if I've forgotten, I probably have forgotten by then. So nice to see you, Em. Thank you very much. So the other thing that crops up is that if you're listening to respond rather than if you're listening to respond, then you can actually come up with these suggestions of saying, like, don't nag me until 7 o'clock, because if it gets to then I have forgotten. On Tuesday, I offered anybody who wanted it the little bookmark that I made, sort of prints out double-sided, and you can stick it together and laminate it, whatever. And the bit that I've got here is the back of the bookmark. There's a bit at the top and a bit at the bottom. I just printed out the words because I wanted to make sure that I'm guiding you in line with the resource that you've already got. And that's really what the main part of this little mini workshop is about. It's about the 4 stages to turn yourself away from reacting and giving yourself a moment to consider your response to a situation rather than just banging in and reacting. Sorry, I have to keep touching the screen on my phone because it keeps going to sleep, and I don't want to miss comments over there. So the first of these 4 steps is to pause. Pause. And on the bookmark it says the phrase, "I am connected, I can choose." And if you pause long enough to say, "I'm connected, I can choose," that literally gives your nervous system long enough to go, okay, I don't need to fight or flight at this point. I don't need to jump in and get angry and get annoyed. I have the choice. I have the choice. The problem with that one is that we often react before we realize we have chance to respond. So this is the bit that's going to take practice. And also it's going to take a bit of forgiveness from yourself and others when you do react. So we'll come back to that one. So that first stage then, pause. The second stage is observe. Observe the thing that's going on around you, the thing that's being said around you, the trigger. Yeah, and that's a bit of a catchphrasey type word, but I love a good trigger. Never waste a trigger. Yeah, stop, pause. Observe your trigger. Try and be objective. Try and think to yourself, what is it about this moment that my nervous system and my body is reacting to? And see if you can unpick it. Journal questions are things like, how do I feel? What am I reacting to? What is my reaction looking like from the outside? And while you're doing that, you will find that you will need to breathe. The third step is to breathe. So we've got pause, observe, and breathe. While you are observing, breathe in through your nose, long exhales out of your mouth, and allow that breath to work on your nervous system, to bring you back from fight or flight, outside your window of tolerance, back into your window of tolerance, so that you can observe and pause. And that's when, these steps don't happen one after the other. First of all, you pause, then you add to the pause the observing. So you're pausing and observing. Then you're pausing, observing, and breathing. And focus on your breath. Release for a moment that thought of, examining the trigger, and just for a second think, and by giving yourself these 3 steps, you are giving yourself back the chance to choose, to really choose whether you want to react or respond. And even if you've reacted, right, this is where stage 4 comes in. Even if you have already reacted, forgive yourself for when you do react, because guess what? You're human. Yeah, you're human. I'm human. Our feelings are valid. Let me say that again. Our feelings are valid. That means your feelings are valid. My feelings are valid. Even if we do react, that is a real thing. And by practicing that slowing down, that pause, that connection, that objective moment, we can then choose to respond and not react. And like I said, even if you get to that stage where you've already reacted, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Please. Please. On behalf of me and on behalf of your body, I'd like to say thank you for watching this little mini workshop. I don't think we've got any questions coming in. I can't see any over there. I can't see any over there. That's cool. As with all of these little workshops, they are available live every week. We're in a little bit of a flux period at the moment. I'm not sure whether next week's workshop will be on a Thursday or on a Friday, but we'll see. There's been some fluctuations in the schedule at the radio station, which is what interferes with me getting back in time for a 5 o'clock go live. For some bizarre reason, I've been moved from Wednesday at 2 p.m. to Thursday at 4:30, and because I like to do those shows live, obviously can't do an hour's show and be here at 5 when my show doesn't finish till 5:30. But anyway, enough of that waffle. Again, thank you on behalf of me, on behalf of your body. If you have any questions about your choice to respond rather than react, pop your comments below wherever you're seeing this video. And know that if you are looking at this video anywhere other than the Mind, Body and Time Solutions for People Pleasers group on Facebook, you're running the risk of me missing the comment. I have noticed it because I post these videos elsewhere, obviously after the live opportunity that you have to get one-to-one coaching in the group with me on these little workshops. It's really difficult for me to keep on top of every single comment on every single media, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or wherever. So if you're watching this anywhere other than my Facebook group, get in the Facebook group, because then you can guarantee that I will see your comment and I will be able to respond to you straight away. So bye for now.